So I am giving you choices, it's your choice कि how much you can take. But think अगर मैं आपके इस जगह पे स्टूडेंट रहता और मेरे पास ये सिचुएशन आ गई जो कि आपके पास आ गई है कि 30 सवाल ही करने हैं, 30 क्वेश्चंस ही करने हैं, then I would have been I would have listened to all the lectures, right? But whatever I think it's best for me, I should attempt that only, right? So I am giving you choices. These are topics which are easy, which are medium, which are difficult, right? If topic which is difficult for me might seem easy for you as well. Clear or not? Right? So don't worry about these things. Should we start? Yes? Okay. Set theory and permutation combination. Permutation combination, set theory. Only basics पे ही क्वेश्चंस विल कम. ये तो था, ये मैथ्स वाला था, ये मॉडर्न मैथ्स है. हाँ, वापस फिर से तो what I have decided as well, yesterday I discussed with one or two students and they told me that we need to have a doubt session, right? So what I am planning is on Saturday, if my class is at 11:30, I will come at 10:30, right? And then we will address the doubts, exactly what is the problem that you are facing, whether the problem is for funda part or the attempting the question part. So I will clear both the parts on Saturday. Done? Will that be okay? I think किसने कहा था, आपने ही कहा था कल ना, नहीं किसी ने एक और बच्चे ने कहा था. Yes. Okay, so we will meet on Saturday 10:30 instead of 11:30, so that you will be better prepared for the mock test on Sunday. Clear? Should we start now? शुरू करें? Okay, very basic topic today. Set theory and PNC. A little bit of probability at the end, but ये दोनों topic is much more important. Now tell me, what do you mean by a set? Group of objects, collection of objects is known as a set. Okay, इतना ही काफी नहीं है. Set means a collection of objects having well defined properties. Well defined properties is known as set. Clear or not? Right? So if I say a collection of objects, say A is a set, we denote the set by this. A is a set of 3 natural numbers. The property is well defined is natural numbers. Clear or not? So tell me, if this is a set, then there is a subset as well. Subset, what do you mean by a subset? Right, part of a set is known as a subset. Okay? So tell me, how many subsets will form from this? Subset is 1, subset is 2, 3, 1 2, 1 3, 2 3, and 1 2 3 is also a subset. A set is a subset of itself. Enough? And there is one more set which is 5. 5 means null set. A set having 0 elements. 0 is a whole number, right? So one set definite hai ki these two will have subsets. So how many subsets of these 3 elements? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Yes, A set is a subset. By definition, a set is a subset of itself. This one, it is phi. Phi matlab, we call this null set. A set having no elements or 0 elements is also a set. Right, this is also part of this one. Right, ये भी हर set के लिए होगा. Clear or not? So how many subsets are there? It will be 8. Clear or not? 8 subsets. Let me. So 8 subsets are there, right? So for 3 elements, 8 subsets. For n elements, how many subsets? 2 raised to the power n. Easy or not? 2 raised to the power n is the number of subsets. So now I go a little bit more for the purpose which we have been here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a set of 5 elements. B, there is another set 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. This is a set of 5 elements, natural numbers. So can we say set A is equal to set B? Why not? Simple or not? So these are, but this is a collection of natural number, this is a collection of natural number, this is a collection of 5 natural number, 5 natural number. So seems equal, but it is not equal, it is equivalent. These two sets are equivalent to each other. They will become equal only when this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Clear or not? Right? Okay. So now tell me, ek ek karke I am asking question and the concept will become clear from here only. How many elements are there which are both in A as well as B? 2, 4. We call this to be A intersection B. Intersection means common to both. Clear? How many elements are there which are either in A or in B? One, two, three, four, 5. Clear or not? Either in A or in B means जो या तो A में है या B में है. So we call this to be A union B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10. Either in A or in B. Both in A and B. Now looking at this, हम कह सकते हैं, we can say that this is the HCF of these two and this is the LCM of these two. Clear or not? Relation we can form from the number system. Everything is related. Okay. Now tell me how many elements, so we call this to be either in A or in B. How many elements are there which are in A but not in B? But not in B? 1. So 1, 3, 5. So we call this to be A minus B. It is not minus. We call this to be minus, but it is not minus. We call this to be tilde. So it is 1, 3, 5. Clear? And B minus A will be equal to how much? 6, 8, 10. Clear or not? Everybody clear here till here? No problem here. Now we can represent all these things. So this is either in A or in B. This is both A and B. This is A but not B. This is B but not A. Clear or not? Now we can represent all of this in a diagram which is known as Venn diagram. So this is set A, this is set B. So only A 1, 3, 5. Both A and B 2, 4. Only B 6, 8, 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10. This means either in A or in B. This is both A and B. This is only A. This is only B. And this region is neither in A nor in B. Logically, yahi possible. It is neither in A nor in B. And this whole set is known as universal set. Clear? Any problem till here now? Okay. So now you can say, now if you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 minus 2, 4. Can we write like this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 minus 1, 2, 4 if I subtract, will it become 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10? हो रहा है कि नहीं? Right? So we can say this is what? A union B is equal to A plus B minus A intersection B. Can we say this? ठीक है? Clear है? So which means when I say set A, I mean the entire set A and not only A. I mean entire A. When I say set B, I mean entire B. When I say this one A intersection B, I mean the common region. When I say this, it is either in A or in B. A union B. Clear or not? Everybody clear or not? No problem here? Okay. So now, so can I ask you one very simple question? Now simple question is this one. In a class of 100 students, ठीक है, there are only 2 subjects to appear for the exam. Clear? So 70 students who gave their 2 papers is say physics and chemistry. So 70 students passed in physics, 60 students passed in chemistry. The total number of students in the class is 100 who are appearing in the exam. Right? So tell me how many students passed in both the subjects. Both means intersection. 30? Okay. So how did you say 30? You said, sir, this is A union B is 100, this is 70, this is 60, and this is say X, where X is the number of students who pass in both the subjects. And when you say X, you solve it, it comes out to be how much? 30. Isn't it? Why? 99% of the students will say the answer is 30. Let me rephrase the question once again. There are 100 students in the class who are appearing in exams of physics or chemistry. ठीक है? 70 pass in physics, 60 pass in chemistry. How many pass in both subjects? So you assumed 100. What is this 100? Is the number of students who pass in either physics or chemistry. A union B means what? Either A or in B. So either they pass in physics or they pass in chemistry. Did I tell you this thing? I just told you कि 100 students are there in the class who are appearing in the exam. You assumed कि everybody passed, nobody failed, isn't it? And I did not give you this permission, which means the answer of this question will be cannot be determined. Unless and until I tell you nobody failed, then only you can put the value to be 100 here. If nobody failed, then 30 is one of the value. In fact, 30 is the minimum number of students who passed in both the subjects. है कि नहीं? Minimum 30 तो होंगे ही होंगे. When nobody fails, when I say 70 pass in physics, that contains students who pass in physics as well as chemistry. When I say 60 pass in chemistry, that contains data of those students who passed in both the subjects as well as only chemistry. Clear or not? Which means the answer to this question will be cannot be determined. 30 is the minimum value. So minimum number of students passing in both the subjects is 30. So if minimum number of students passing in both the subjects is 30, what is the maximum number of students who pass in both the subjects? 60. Very simple, because 70 pass in physics, that will contain those 60 as well who pass in both the subjects. So maximum value is 60, minimum value is 30, answer is cannot be determined. Concept clear or not? This is the data of either passing in physics or chemistry. That is not equal to number of students who are appearing in the exam, unless and until the question states that nobody failed. Right, there might be cases null set as well. So if I tell you 100 students are there in the class, 5 failed, right, either in physics or in chemistry, I don't know, but 5 failed. So which means 95 students, so the whole value of this is 100, the value of this is 5, so this whole is 95. So you substitute here with 95 and then accordingly calculate, but the value will be given over there. So don't worry, right?
Sir, but once the null set value is given, then we cannot take like minimum value. I mean, it will be determined.
Then it will be determined. Then it will be determined. No problem. But accordingly, what I am trying to say is, what assumption do you make that makes your question wrong? Clear or not? Now questions, imperative है कि the questions will come from set theory. Okay, so 100 students are there. When I say 100 students are there who are appearing in the tests, that does not mean कि nobody failed, unless and until I tell it so. I did not tell it, मतलब the answer will be cannot be determined. अगर आप यहाँ पे 100 लिखते हैं, if you write 100 here, that means you are assuming कि everybody passed. I have not told you about this. So hence the answer for this question will be cannot be determined, because यहाँ पे value बनी नहीं, तो how can you solve this? Clear or not? समझ में आई बात? Everybody clear or not? Right, then 95. 5 failed in physics, then 65 नहीं, तो और भी कुछ डेटा वहाँ पे दिया रहेगा. 5 failed in physics, that means 70 minus 5, 65 passed in physics. Yes, assume correct है, no problem, no problem, right? लेकिन देख लेना वहाँ पे क्वेश्चन क्या पूछ रहा है. एक ही वेन डायग्राम को आप you can represent it in n number of ways depending on what is the question that is asked over there, right? Now if generally when I solve questions of Venn set theory, I don't take the formula part, I just draw the Venn diagram properly, my question is solved. Clear? So if I tell you but still I write the formula just for the sake of writing it. So if there is a formula for 2 sets, there is a formula for 3 sets as well. ठीक है, there is a formula for 3 sets as well. So for 3 sets, now please be very careful when I write the formula for 3 set. I will explain you each and every term. So A union B union C is given by A plus B plus C minus A intersection B minus B intersection C minus C intersection A plus A intersection B intersection C. Clear or not? So when I say A, I write the values to be say physics, or let it be A, B, C only for the time being. So A union B union C means number of students passing in either of A or B or C, यानी कि the value of this entire circles. ठीक है? When I say A, I mean the entire A. मतलब only A and B only, A, B, C, A and C only. When I say B, I mean entire B. What the students make, the mistake which they make, when it's given B, they mark only this part if they want to solve it with a Venn diagram. But the truth is, when I say set B, I mean the entire B. ठीक है? No problem here? Clear? So now I change the values and I write some values here, and then I ask you some question. Physics, chemistry, maths. Clear or not? ठीक है? So physics, chemistry, maths, I write passing का ये data है. This data is for passing of the number of students. Okay, so I write say 3, 2, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are the number of students who are given in each of the blocks. Clear or not? ठीक है? So write the values and then I ask you question. Okay, or you can just see it and then answer my question. So my question to you is, first question is, how many students pass in at least one subject? How many students pass in at least one subject? How many students pass in at least one subject? Yes. समझ में आई बात? When I say at least one subject, which means he passes in one subject, he passes in one subject, he passes in 2 subjects, he passes in 3 subjects. When I say in your pocket you have got at least 1 rupee, which means you can be a millionaire as well, but at least 1 rupee is there, right? So when I say at least one subject, which means 1 subject, 2 subject, 3 subject. So add all these values. कितना होता है? 7 to 9 plus 6 15, 15 plus 5 20, 24, 27, 28. So 28 students who pass in at least one subject. Clear or not? समझ आई बात? Okay. How many students pass in at most one subject? How many students pass in at most one subject? अब देखो सिर्फ वर्ड्स का खेल और कुछ नहीं है. When I say how many students pass in at most one subject, which means In your pocket you have got at most 1 rupee, यानी कि minimum it is pocket is empty या 1 rupee. At most 1 subject, या तो 0 subject या 1 subject. 0 subject माने कि fail. So fail students is 8, 8 plus 6 14 plus 7 21 plus 2 is 23. Clear or not? कुछ भी करो. 30 minus 8 नहीं, क्वेश्चन अलग है. When I say at most 1 subject, which means या तो 0 subject हो या 1 subject हो. When I say at least 1 subject, टोटल में से 0 subject हटा दो. Clear? So which means at most plus at least is the universe. At most plus at least is the universe, entire universe. That is true for anything in this world. At most plus at least is the entire universe. ठीक है? Okay. How many students pass in at least 2 subjects? At least 2 subjects. 13, 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 1. At least 2 subjects. Clear or not? ठीक है. How many students pass in 2 subjects? When I say how many students pass in 2 subjects, I mean to say the statement is open ended, which means 2 and 3. Clear है? Because ये common mistake होते हैं जो बच्चे करते हैं और ये आएगी ही आएगी question. How many students pass in 2 subjects? Which means it's an open ended statement. So 2 and 3 यानी कि answer will be same as 13. How many students pass in 2 subjects only? अब सही है, अब होगा 5 plus 4 plus 1. Clear or not? Everybody clear or not? Okay. So now what you can do is you can try question number 2 to 5. If you have got the paper with you, please try question number 2 to 5, but try it from the Venn diagram point of view. Venn diagram questions, and you have decided that okay, I will not use any formula, just use my Venn diagram. And when there is a 3-set Venn diagram, you start from within the innermost part, and then you expand from there. Okay, the question will become very easy. Okay, so I say 200 prefer all 3, so 100 ko hatao, I just write here 2 here. Okay, which means 200. So 200 prefer all 3. Okay, and this is ink pen, this is pencil, this is dot pen. So how many prefer ink pen and pencil? 400. So this total is 4. So if this is 2, so this will be 2, isn't it? Okay. 300 prefer ink pen and dot pen. So ink pen and dot pen is this one. So this is total is 300. So if this is 200, so this will be 100, 1. Easy or not? You start from within. Okay. And 500 prefer dot pen and pencil. So dot pen and pencil, this is total is 5. So this is 2. So this is 3. Clear or not? Okay. So 1200 prefer writing with ink. So total value of ink will be 12. So 2 plus 2 4, 4 plus 1 5. So this will be 7. Easy. Pencil is how much? 800. So 3 plus 2 5, 5 plus 2 7, 7 plus 1 is 8. Dot pen is 900, 1500. So 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 1 is 6, 6, 9. The total value of this is 300, 3000, yani ki 30. So what is the total value of this one? 9 plus 7, 16, 16 plus 3, 19, 20, 22, 24, 25. So this will be 5. Clear or not? Done? Now answer all the questions. Okay. The number of people who prefer pencil only, 100. Did I use any formula? No. The number of people who like at most one type of writing mode is how much? 2200. 9 plus 7, 16, 16 plus 1, 17, 17 plus 5 is 2200. Easy topic or not, please tell me, right? Okay. The number of people who like ink or dot but not pencil, they like either ink or dot but not pencil. So just forget this big circle. So how many values are there? 9 plus 1, 10, 10 plus 1 is, so 1700. Clear or not? Clear or not, everybody? Now tell me the answer of the fifth question. The number of people who don't like exactly one of the three. Who don't like exactly one of the three. Who don't like exactly one of the three. What does that mean? It means they like exactly two of the three. If they don't like exactly one of the three, then possibilities are what? They like exactly two of the three, they like exactly three of the three. No, they don't like exactly one of the three. That means none of the three. So none and one are, that is different. Na? If they don't like none of the three, does that mean they don't like exactly one of the three? No. They have not to like, they should not like exactly one.
So 200.
No, only two. Exactly, the word is exactly. So they like exactly two of the three. So you can just write a question over there. They like exactly two of the three. So exactly two of the three is how much? 3 plus 2, 1, 5. 5 plus 1 is 6. So answer is 600. B option.
Sir, why can't it be 3?
Okay, think they don't like exactly one of the three, then how can they like exactly three of the three?
Sir, then how 2 of the 3?
Because they don't like exactly one of the three. If they don't like exactly one of the three, then how can they like exactly three of the three? If they don't like exactly one, so they should like exactly two. Yes plus no is the universe, right? Okay, so if they don't like exactly one, so they should like exactly two, because there are only three choices. Hence the trick is there in the fifth question. The rest of the questions are exactly very easy. Okay, so now again try question number 6. In fact, I am doing it now. Okay, an office employs 30 people who prefer at least one of the three drinks. Who prefer at least one of the three drinks, which means there is no universal set here, because everything is 30, right? So Pepsi, Coke and Dew, and the total value of this is 30. Clear? 5 of them prefer all three. So 5 of them prefer all three. Just put the values. 9 prefer Pepsi and Dew. So Pepsi and Dew is 9. So which means this is 5. So this has to be 4. Clear or not? Okay. 20 prefer Coke. So the value of this circle is 20. Clear or not? Of which 12 also prefer Pepsi. So Coke and Pepsi is 12, which means this is 5. So this is 7. Easy or not? 18 prefer Dew. So 18. So value of this circle is 18. Isn't it? No one prefers only Pepsi. So this is 0. Clear or not? How many prefer only coke and dew? So only coke and dew means I have to find the value of this one. Only coke and dew is this one. So let the value of this be A. This is B and this is C. Clear or not? The value of this whole circle is how much? 20. So 7 plus 5, 12 plus A plus C is 20, and which means A plus C is 8. The value of this whole circle is how much? 18. So A plus B plus 4 plus 5 is how much? So A plus B will be equal to 9. Right? The value of this whole is 30. So A plus B plus C plus 7 plus 5 plus 4 plus 0 is equal to how much? 30. So A plus B plus C will be equal to how much? 14. So if A plus B is 9, A plus B plus C is 14, so C is 5. So this is 5. So if this is 5, 7 plus 5 12, 12 plus 5 17. So this is 3. So if this is 3, 4 plus 5 9, 9 plus 3 12, 12, so this is 6. So how many prefer coke and dew? Only 3. So answer is D option. Easy or not? Did I apply any formula? In spite of writing the formula, I did not apply formula. That's what I have been doing for the last 10-15 years. I have not applied the formula in any of the set theory or Venn diagram question. I don't need it. If my Venn diagram part is clear only and confusion about that is clear, no confusion at all. Clear or not? So I write formula just for the sake of writing it. Clear or not, everybody? Everybody clear or not? Set theory? No problem here. Any question you can attempt. Because it's written over there, no one prefers only Pepsi. No one prefers only Pepsi, which means Pepsi only is 0. Clear or not? Everybody clear? ठीक है. Right? So now let's move to a challenging topic. What's her name? Pooja. Pooja was saying कि sir, till now lots of them had tried to make me understand PNC, but I have not been able to understand it. So let me give one last try to Pooja. Let me see if I am successful or not. Okay. So PNC is one of the topics which can go to any level when you teach an IIT class, right? But here basics and say 10% above basics is what we all require. But basics, if you are clear with that, we can do any question in PNC. We can do any question. Okay. So before that, before using the word permutation and combination, right, I give you a small situation. Say this is your home and this is your airport and this is your, say, college. Okay. So there are, say, 4 ways or 3 ways of going from college to home, and there are 2 ways of going from home to airport. ठीक? Clear or not? In how many ways can you go from college to airport via home? Six. College to home, home to airport. The number of ways is, say, route 1, route 2, route 3 and say S1 and S2. So what will be the possible routes? R1 S1, R1 S2, R2 S1, R2 S2, R3 S1 and R3 S2. So how many routes are there? 6. Clear? So which means, what did you do? 3 into 2? 6 ways. Also notice that when you go from home to airport, going from home to airport is independent of going from college to home. The 2 events are independent of each other. When you go from home to airport, do you want to know from which you would have come from college to home? No. And vice versa as well. When you go from college to home, you forget ki how will you go from home to airport, isn't it? So these events are known as independent events. When two events are, or two or more events are independent of each other, the number of ways of doing both of them is m into n, where m and n are the number of ways. So this is for independent events. Clear or not? Right? I have not even used the term permutation and combination. Independent events, it is m into n. Clear? Right? In how many ways can you go from home to either college or airport? In how many ways can you go from home to either college or airport? 5. Because when you go from home to either college or airport, when you go from home to college, you should not go to airport. When you go from home to airport, you should not go to college. So these two events are known as mutually exclusive events. When one happens, the other does not happen. When one happens, the other does not happen. So the number of ways of doing either of them is how much? 3 plus 2. So m plus n for mutually exclusive events. Clear or not? So for independent events, it is m into n. For mutually exclusive events, it is m plus n. So this is the product rule, this is the sum rule. I think everybody is clear with this basic thing. Clear or not, everybody? Right? Now I am using the term permutation combination without, and again an example. Say there are 10 seats in this, in this class. Say Pooja and what's her name? Love. So Pooja and Love come. First Pooja comes, and one seat only one person can sit. Pooja and Love comes. First Pooja and then Love. In how many ways can they sit on these two seats? I mean PC to bhul hi jao. I am not even using the term P or C. 10 into 9 or 10 plus 9. So now I am creating confusion when there is no confusion. It is 10 into 9. But this will make you think, sir, why are you saying 10 plus 9? Okay. 10 into 9 is the correct answer. Why? When Pooja comes, she has got 10 options to sit. Clear or not? So she will pick up any one seat and she will sit there. Then Love comes, he has got 9 options to sit. If Pooja changes a seat from this to this seat, still he has got 9 options to sit. So for each option of Pooja, Love has got 9 options, isn't it? How many options he has got? 10. So for 1 it's 9, for 10 it will be 10 into 9. It will be 10 into 9 is how much? 90 ways. Clear? If today Love would have come first and Pooja second, the number of ways would have been 10 into 9 only, but Love would have got more options to sit. Isn't it? So which means order is mattering here. It's just like saying कि when you book a seat in a railway, IRCTC, you have got more options when it is at, say, at 10 am. But when it is at 2 pm, the seats get filled up because somebody else. Clear or not? So here also this is the same thing. Number of ways is 90, but the order is mattering. Who comes first, who comes second. When order matters, it is known as permutation. Clear or not? When order matters, it is known as permutation. Easy definition. When order does not matter, it is known as combination. Basic se basic. This is the most basic difference. When order matters, it is known as permutation. When order does not matter, it is known as combination. Clear or not? example of order does not matter from this same example. Say there are 10 boys sitting in a class, 10 students sitting in a class, right. I have to make a committee of 2 people, right. Now in that committee, whether Pooja or Love, everybody has got equal option to represent that committee, which means order does not matter, but everybody gets equal opportunity to represent, because I am not saying कि I am picking up and I am making them sit, I am just picking up 2, any 2 and stand here. Clear or not? So this is the case of order does not matter. When order does not matter, it is known as combination. When order matters, it is known as permutation. And upon all these things, this is the 2 most important rule, sum rule and product rule. Okay. Now only these 4 things and I will solve most of the questions, okay, barring 1 or 2 which requires a little bit of formula, right. Say if I tell you, now let me write some things here. NPR means the number of ways. Permutation is also known as arrangement. Combination is also known as selections. So when I say NPR, I mean the number of ways of arranging n things taken r at a time. The number of ways of arranging n things taken r at a time. So NPR is given by factorial n upon factorial n minus r. What is factorial? Say when I say factorial 5, I mean 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Clear or not? Factorial means from there till 1 multiplication. Everybody clear? So when I say 10p2, it is factorial 10 by factorial 8. So factorial 10 can be written as 10 into 9 into 8 into factorial 8 by factorial 8. It is how much? 90 ways, which is exactly what we deduced for Pooja and Love. Clear or not? Right? When I say NCR, what does this mean? It means factorial n by factorial r into factorial n minus r. So when I have to pick a committee of 2 people from 10 people, I will say it is 10C2, which means factorial 10 by factorial 2 into factorial 8. Right? Now if you solve all these things, the result will be something like this: 10 into 9 by 2 into 1. So 90 by 2 is how much? 45. Right? So when I say 10C2, so you don't have to write all these things. This is formula, this is what we have known, right? But you just write, if I write 10C3, it is 10 into 9 into 8 by 3 into 2 into 1. 10 say 3 back, 3 say 1 back. When I write 10C4, 10 into 9 into 8 into 7 by 3, 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Clear or not? Everybody? Right? समझ आ रही है? Right? Now also follow one thing here. अच्छा, what is the value of factorial 0? 1. Can you, it's not necessary, but can you prove that factorial 0 is 1? No. I mean, books may, it is a long of proofs are given, factorial 0 is 1. But it is a very simple proof, very simple mathematics. Say if I, what is factorial 1? 1. Achha, what is factorial 3? 3 into 2 into 1, which means 3 into 2 into 1 can be written as 3 factorial 2. So factorial, instead of 3, if I write n here, we can write n into factorial n minus 1, isn't it? If I write 3 factorial 2, if I write n factorial n minus 1. Now put n equal to 1 both sides. What is happening here? factorial 1 is equal to 1 into factorial 0. So what is factorial 0 then? Factorial 1 by 1, which is 1 only. If you take things simple, it becomes much more simple. Otherwise, it is a long volume of proof. It is not required at all. Clear or not? समझ बात? Everybody clear? Okay. One more thing here. Now basic formula से ही everything becomes clear. Can I rub this one? Okay. So you are seeing here factorial NCR is equal to factorial n by factorial r into factorial n minus r. Now we have put factorial r multiplication this side. What is this? Factorial n by factorial n minus r. What is this? NPR. Which means number of arrangements is more than the number of selection. Number of arrangement is obviously a multiple of number of selection, which means every problem basically in permutation combination is a question of combination or selection only. Selection when arranged becomes permutation. So every problem has to be looked from the point of view of arrangement, from the point of view of selection, which is very easy to understand. But arrangement is a little bit difficult to comprehend, but every problem is basically a problem of selection. Selection when arranged becomes permutation. This is clear from this mathematics here. Very simple mathematics, isn't it? Clear or not? Now tell me any problem till now. Easy to understand till now, Pooja? 10% I have been able to clear. Okay. So basic thing. Say if I tell you how many 2-digit numbers are there. Follow this from the point of view of multiplication rule and sum rule and product rule. How many 2-digit numbers are there? How many 2-digit numbers are there? 90. Sir, these are the 2 digits. The first place can be filled up in how many ways? 9 ways, because 0 is not allowed here. The second place can be filled up in how many ways, sir? 10 ways. Filling of this is independent of this, so it is multiplication, so 9 to 10 is 90, isn't it? Clear or not? Right? Now if I say how many 2-digit numbers are there where the digits are not repeated, so what is your answer then? How much? 81. Sir, kaise kare? No problem. So the first place can be filled up in how many ways? 9 ways, because from 1 to 9 you will fill up in how many ways? 9 ways. Now if say I filled up with 1, I will not use 1 here, but I can use 0 here. So again 9 options here. Filling of this is independent of this. So how many ways? 9 to 9 is 81. Also you can say, sir, 90 minus 11, 22, 33, 44, if you minus it, it becomes 81 only. Clear or not? But I want to show the example of sum rule and product rule. Clear or not, everybody? Now questions किस तरह के आते हैं? Which kind of questions that usually come? Okay. First is the questions on basic questions on digits. Now can I extend the question a little bit more? Okay. And forget this one NPR and NCR. Just follow sum rule and product rule. Every question will become clear. Okay. Say one, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Clear or not? How many 3-digit even numbers can be formed? So what I am expecting here is A, how many 3-digit even numbers can be formed? That was the question which I am expecting. You should ask me this question. Sir, if the digits are repeated or not? No, unless I say so, you cannot assume that. So that's why I was expecting a question. So digits can be repeated. It can be 112, 224, 336. It cannot be repeated as well, right? Clear or not? So if I say how many ways, if the digits are repeated, then how many numbers are there? Can you please tell me? In how many ways? How many 3-digit even numbers? So you can say, sir, first place can be filled up in how many ways? 6 ways. The second place can also be filled up in 6 ways. But the third place can be filled up in how many ways? 3 ways. So it is 6 into 6 into 3 is equal to how much? 108. Clear or not? First place can be filled up in 6 ways. 1 se leke 6, anything can be filled up here. Having filled up it, say 1 here, I can use 1 here as well. So 6 again, or 6 options again, 6 into 6 into 3. Now my question is, if the digits are not repeating, then how many ways? You can say, sir, last place can be filled up in how many ways? 3 ways. The first place can be filled up in how many ways? 5 ways, because 1 digit you have used already, and these 2 digits are repeated, if done, so only 4 digits are left. So how many ways? 5 into 4 into 3 is equal to how much? 60. Clear or not? Clear or not? Right? Okay? Everybody clear? Now confusion arises when instead of say 2 I use 0, and then I ask you the question, how many 3-digit even numbers can be formed? Repetition, without repetition. How many 3-digit even numbers can be formed with repetition as well as without repetition? So with repetition, how many 3-digit even numbers? Easy or not? Because you will say, so 3 digits are there. The last place can be filled up in how many ways? 3 ways. Clear or not? Now the first place we cannot use 0 here. So we have to use only 5 digits. So 5. But second place we can use 0. So how many ways? 6 ways. So 5 into 6 into 3 is equal to how much? 90. So most probably this question will not be given in the exam. It is easy to do. So but without repetition, how many 3-digit even numbers can be formed? $60 तो था ही पहले से. So answer will be less than 60. Without repetition, how many even numbers were there? If instead of 0 it was 2, how many numbers were there? There were 60. So 60 say it will be less than 60 because 0 is there. How much? 48. Now here you use your mind a little bit. How many numbers with how many, irrespective of 0, how many 3-digit numbers have been formed without repetition? You have given me the answer to be how much? 60. You have just given me in the previous this thing. So you have given me the answer to be how much? 60. But 60 contains those numbers as well which have got 0 at the first place. You minus those numbers, you will get your answer, isn't it? So you have to find those even numbers which have got 0 as the first place. So very easy. If 0 is at the first place, then how many even numbers can be formed? That is what is your task is now. So 0 as the first place. So first place I filled it with 0. No problem. 0 is fixed. Now the rest of the 5 digits. What are the even digits? 4 and 6. So I pick up any 4 and 6. I can fill the last place in how many ways? 2 ways. So if I fill up with 4, so how many digits are left now? 6, 5, 3, 1. So how many options can be filled up? It can be filled up in how many ways? 4 ways. So how many ways or how many numbers are there which have got 0 as the first place? Is how many ways? 4 into 2 is how much? 8 ways. Which means there are 8 numbers, even numbers, which have got 0 at the first place. Clear? So how many numbers are there? And if 0 is at the first place, then it is not a 3-digit even number. Sure. So how many numbers are there? Will be 60 minus 8 will be equal to how much? 52. Answer is 52, not 60. So be very blank in your mind. Follow your instinct. 60 numbers we have got. No problem. You yourself have told me the answer to be 60. But I have just made a small correction. I have inserted 0 here. So you will say, sir, had 0 not been there, the answer would have been 60. So my task is just to find those numbers which have got 0 at the first place. 60 contain all the numbers which has got 0 as well. So omit those numbers and my answer will be there. So fix 0 at the first place. Fill up the other 2 places in how many ways? 2 and 4, which is 8 ways. 60 minus 8 is how much? 52. Easy or not? But you have to be very organized in your thinking in attempting permutation combination. First this, then I will do this, then I will do this. I will not start the first digit, then second digit, third. My constraint is what? Even number. So I will pick up the last place first. And then I will look at the constraint. Okay, 0 is there. So this constraint. And middle one is resolved automatically. Clear or not?
Sir, for the repetition thing, can we do it in the conventional manner? Like first selecting the even number and then the 2 numbers.
You can do it. Repetition conventional manner. Okay, no problem. So conventional manner, which means the 3-digit even numbers are there. Clear? So I have to find even numbers of 3 digits which have got the digits repeated. So last place can be filled up in how many ways? 0, 4 and 6. So 3 ways. First place cannot be filled with 0, because if I fill it with 0, it will be a 2-digit number. So 0 is out. But 4 and 6 can be filled up here because it's a case of repetition. So how many ways here? 5 ways. 5 ways.
Sir, 4 actually.
Why?
Because
when I say non-repetition, then you have to segregate 2 cases. It cannot be combination because 0 is a constraint. So there can be 2 cases. When 0 is at the last place, this is an even number, and when 4 and 6 at the last place. And 0 cannot be at the first place. If 0 is right, 0 cannot be at the first place. If 4 and 6 at the last place, then it is implicit that 0 cannot be at the first place. Clear or not? So when 0 at the last place, so how many cases are there? When 0 at the last place, so this is 0, so 1 way. So how many digits are left here now? 5. So first place can be filled up in how many ways? 5 ways. The second place can be filled up in how many ways? 4 ways. So how many numbers, even numbers which have got 0 at the last place? How much? 20. Clear or not? Right? Now when 4 and 6 at the last place, so be very slow. So 4 and 6 at the last place. So last place can be filled up in how many ways? 2 ways. So 1 digit has been taken and 0 cannot be filled up here. So how many options are there? 4 options. So 4 options here. But now 0 can be filled, but this digit and this digit cannot be repeated. So how many options are here? 4 options. So 4, 4. So how many ways? 4 into 4 into 2 is how much? 32. So total number of numbers is 32 plus 20 is how much? 52. Conventional method also it's 52, which means we are approaching the right. Understood the concept clearly from front side as well as from the back side? I think it's clear. Right, we have to, then the number of cases increases. Then you have to think in a opposite way. Okay, which means it's saying like this, ki, sir, I have to go from this place to that place. Okay, but there is a, say, there is a big, जिसे कहते हैं ditch or khai यहाँ पे है. So what will you do? You will take two paths. Those two paths are very easy. So figure out those two paths and minus it, and then you will get the answer. That is the same way of approaching these kind of questions. When cases are coming more in your mind, then you have to understand that you are approaching the wrong way. Then you have to alternate. You have to think alternately. Okay. So now questions of digits can come. Right. Now questions of digits ho gaya, and then questions of letters can come. Right. Say if I write my name, so I spell my name like this, Deepak. In how many ways can you arrange the letters of the word Deepak? How many ways? It is the same way as saying that there are 5 students whose names are Deepak and they have to be seated on 5 seats. Clear or not? So if D comes first, he has got 5 options. If I comes next, or if any comes next, anybody has got 4 options. So 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 is equal to how much? Factorial 5. Clear or not? But if I spell my name like this, then how many ways can you arrange the letters of the word? So now you can say, sir, there are 6 students whose names are Deepak. Out of these 6 students, the number of ways of arranging is how much? Factorial 6. No problem here? That's the same as earlier. But there are 2 students who are twins. Okay. So if E sits here or E sits here, this is the same way? This is the same way, na? So what will you do? So that many students, that factorial you have to divide it, because that factorial 2 is equal to 1 way. So that you have to divide it, not minus it. Clear or not? If I add another k here, you will say, sir, how many letters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you say factorial 7 by 2 and 2. So factorial 2 by factorial 2. Clear or not? Whenever there are repetition, you have to divide by that factorial, not minus it. For the simple reason that 3 triplets independently arranged becomes factorial 3. But those factorial 3 is equal to 1 only, because to a person from the third who is coming up from, say he has come just now, he will not be able to identify which of these 3 is different from each other. But he has already factored that as factorial 3 in his factorial 7 arrangements. So you have to divide it, not minus it. Clear or not? Right? Now questions on this. बहुत सारे questions हैं, but one question which I really like on this question, on this aspect, and one question I have given as well, right?
So by formula it's clear. Can you explain it?
This one.
Without any formula.
Without any formula, okay. So I just take one case, Deepak. Clear or not? So there are 6 students who are coming one by one, of which 2 are twins. Clear or not? Say you have a twin, okay, who is coming, and that is E. Your name is E. Okay. So which means when you the total number of ways is factorial 6. Factorial 6 includes that way when you are sitting there. When your twin is sitting there, that is also included in factorial 6 ways. If there is triplet, Deepak, 1, 2, 3, all three are triplet. So you sit here, he sits there, or he sits, or a combination of all these becomes a factorial 3 ways. Its arrangement, but all three are sitting at one place only. One student is sitting at one seat only, but they have been considered as factorial 3 ways, but it is actually one way only. So what you have done? You have to divide it by factorial 3, not minus it. Very simple. No, that is some other case. When they say ki it has to start with E, that is some other case. When I say say DIPAK, in how many of these arrangements will I come at the first place? I give you one question on that. So there is a famous question. Now it's okay. Lots of repetition here. So tell me, how many ways can you arrange it? (11 factorial upon 4, 4, 2. No problem here. But this will not be the question. Question is something like this. Question is, in how many of these arrangements will S and P's be always together? Tell me the answer. Now think. In how many of these arrangements, this is what exactly the question which you are asking. In how many of these arrangements will S's and P's be always together? So now you will say, okay sir, S and P will always be together. It is not like this ki S, 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 P, P. No, it can be SP, SSP, right? It can be SSP, SSP, right? Something like this. They have to be together. It is some saying that there are, say, groups of how many students? 11 students, right? Say assume, of which say 6 always want to sit together, which means they can interchange, but they will always be together, isn't? वही मैं कहने ही वाला हूँ अभी, ठीक है. So what you can do is, when you have to say कि S and P are always together, तो हम क्यों ना S, 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 P, P को 1 मान लें, एक single मान लें. Clear or not? So there is one group here, then M and then 4I. I mean I. Clear or not? Clear or not? So how many letters are now there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So factorial 6, of which 4 i's are there. So factorial 6 by factorial 4. But again, S and P also will arrange among themselves, and that is independent of the mother arrangement. So S and P will also arrange among themselves. So how many ways? Factorial 6 by factorial 4 into factorial 2. This is independent of the mother arrangement. So the number of independent means what? I have given you multiplication rule, so it will be multiplied. So the answer will be this one. Clear or not? समझ आई बात? Clear or not? Okay. इसी तरह से when there is a repetition of letters, and if somebody says कि how many S is always there, then you can S to be 1, replace 4 by 1 and then accordingly arrange. Continue arranging. No problem? समझ आई? इस वाला. अच्छा, मैंने ये पूछा है इसमें, I have asked this thing कि ऐसे कितने अरेंजमेंट होंगे, how many arrangements जिनमें S and P will always be together. तो ये तो वही बात हो गई कि यार आप लोग, there are 6 students of you, आप लोग हमेशा एक साथ रहोगे, तो आप लोग you need 6 seats, तो which means अगर आप लोग आपस में उधर इंटरचेंज भी कर लो फिर भी आप लोग एक साथ ही रहोगे. I have not told you कि S one side, P this side, or P 1 and S one group. I have told you S's and P's will always be together. Clear or not? Right? तो हम उन 6 को एक मान लेंगे, तो which means एक लेटर 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 जिनमें से 4 एक जैसे. So factorial 6 by factorial 4. आपस में आप लोग भी you can interchange among themselves yourselves. उसके कितने तरीके होंगे? factorial 6 by factorial 4 into factorial 2. Clear? Now this arrangement ये independent है of the mother arrangement. आप लोग चाहे इधर जाओ उधर जाओ, ये तो हमेशा ही रहेगी. लेकिन this way एक और नया तरीका आ गया है जो इसका इंडिपेंडेंट है, which means multiplication of this and this, not addition, multiplication. The number of ways of arranging among yourselves is independent of the total number of arrangements, mother arrangements. Common sense की बात. Clear or not? Right? Now I give you a very beautiful question जिसपे सब कुछ clear हो जाता है. Right? Now in letters पे ही. And then we will move on to one example of combination, 1 or 2 examples when you have to apply a different approach. Okay.
Sir, if it has to be represented in the form of NPR,
Huh.
how do we do it?
NPR is not the way here. Here you have to consider arrangements. You can pick any of them at a time. So number of ways will be plus 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 only. 11p1 plus 11p2 plus 11p3. That will make the total number of arrangements to be this only. So why will you adopt that approach? Instead of that, think logically only. Think of a case when I started the class. I told you 2 students are coming, and then I am extending the cases. So if that is easy to understand, I think we should apply that approach only. Formula and all this comes from as a byproduct of that only. Clear or not? So don't create confusion when there is nothing over there. Okay. Now there is one very good question on this letter arrangement, which is, and this needs attention here. Say one of the very good words which I like is, say the word is mother. Clear or not? Okay. Now if all the words formed from the word mother, all the 6-letter words formed from the word mother are arranged in a dictionary. Clear? Then what is the rank of the word mother in the dictionary? Which means the dictionary is formed of words formed from only these 6 letters among themselves. एक ऐसी डिक्शनरी है जिनके जो भी वर्ड्स होंगे वो इसी से बनेंगे. मीनिंगलेस हो, नो, that I don't care. Whether the words are meaningless or not, I don't care. But all the words formed from the word mother are arranged in a dictionary. What is the rank of the word mother in the dictionary? Now whenever you must have seen a dictionary. Dictionary, the words are arranged what? Alphabetically. So think from that point of view, and then I will do this question. If all the words formed from the letter mother are arranged in a dictionary, what is the rank of the word mother in the dictionary? So how will you start it? सबसे पहले. Beautiful, very good, very good. So the approach is right. Now the execution, the final outcome. So what will you do first? You will fix E. So then you will fix what? H. Then you will fix what? क्लियर और नॉट? आप लोगों ने देखा होगा जब स्टेडियम में आप जाते हैं, क्रिकेट मैच है, कोई मैच देखने के लिए, तो यू मस्ट हैव सीन कि 6 बंदे बैठे होते हैं और पीछे में लिखा रहता है SACHIN, तो पर्टिकुलर ऑर्डर ही हो गई ना, तो वो किस ऑर्डर में है. लेकिन कोई ऐसा भी तो हो सकता है, कोई एक बेकार सा लड़का उसमें CN की जगह पे चला गया, NC की जगह पे चला गया, तो वर्ड तो गड़बड़ हो गई. सो आई से बट ऑल द वर्ड्स is meaningful for me. Then tell me what is the rank of the word mother. If all the students are marked MOTHER, where is this MOTHER coming in those 6 seats? Is they are arranged? Right. So how will you start? So you will say, sir, in the dictionary, I think E comes first. So fix E. So if I fix E, how many words, how many letters are remaining? So 5 can be arranged in how many ways? 5 factorial. Clear or not? Then I fix H. The other words can be arranged in how many ways? Factorial 5. Clear or not? Then I come with M. Isn't it? Now, so what is factorial 5? 120 and 120, which means 240 words are gone. Now M ki bari hai. Okay. So what will you do now? Let me write the word again. MOTHER. Now M. Then what is the next word? The next letter E. So ME से starting होने वाले बाकी 4 word होंगे. How many ways will be there? Factorial 4. If I fix M and E, the number of ways will be how much? Factorial 4. Then M H, again factorial 4, isn't it? Now M O. M O के बाद what will is the next letter? E. So the number, the 3 ways, the 3 remaining letters can be arranged in how many ways? Factorial 3. Then M O H, how many ways? Factorial 3 ways. Clear or not? Now M O E M O H, then M O R as well, then M O T. So M O R, how many ways? Factorial 3 ways. Clear or not? Then M O T. Now what is the next word? E. Then how many words? How many letters? Factorial 2. Clear or not? Now is the turn of M O T. Then H. Then E R and R E. So what will you do now? E R will come first. So 1. So you add this one. 120 plus 120 is how much? 240. 240 plus 24. 264 plus 24. 288 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 is how much? 306 plus 2 plus 1. The rank of, so the rank of the word mother is how much? 309. So whenever you arrange the words in a dictionary, it is same as saying that there are 6 students who are coming over here of names MOHETR, and you have to say to a person looking from backwards, he can see MOTHER. Which is that sequence? So question can be something like this. What is the rank of the word mother in the dictionary? It can ask. It can ask you, what is the 289th word? 289th word, 289. So which you can say 120 plus 120, 240, 288. So 289 is this one. So MOTHER. E, then H R T. What is the 289th word? It is MOEHRT. It can ask you the question, what is the rank of the word MOEHRT? So your answer will be 289. So 3 kinds of questions can be asked over here. It is same way of arranging the, right? But MEMH. So 120 plus 120, 240 plus 24 plus 20. 288 is done. Now 289 is the word which is coming up. So MOE now. Now alphabetically MOE ke baad what will come now? First H. Then what will come? 90. What is the 290th word? MOEHTR. 290th word. Clear or not? समझ में आई बात everybody? Clear? So this is about words and letters, right? आज मैं इतना इसमें करा दूंगा कि आप अगर आज में नहीं भी we can do anything, this lecture will be more than enough to solve all these questions. Okay. Now if I say the same thing, now I move on to a little bit of combination. Okay. Selection. Now till now it has been arranging and all these class and all that. Now if I say selection questions, if I say 5 boys and 3 girls, say 4 girls are there, 3 boys and 2 girls, a committee of 3 boys and 2 girls have to be made. So in how many ways can this be done? 5C3 into 4C2, 5C3 into 4C2. Clear or not? Clear or not? Okay. If I say from 5 boys and 4 girls, I make a selection in such a way of 3 boys and 2 girls, such that 2 particular boys will always be there in that committee. And how many ways can this be done? From 5 boys and 4 girls. So there is a constraint on, no constraint on the girls, so 4C2 ways. But a committee of 3 has to be selected from 5, but 2 will always be there. So I need to select one more from 3 only. So it will be 3C1 into 4C2. Isn't it?
Sir, what about the 2 boys which are already?
So I have already placed them. Please you see, you relax, you are always there in that committee. So if I have removed those 2 from those 5 as well. Na? So I need to select one more from 3. Easy. If I say how many ways of 3 boys and 2 girls selected from 5 boys and 4 girls, so that 2 boys will never be there. Right, 3C3 because 2 boys will never be there. So I have to select 3 from 3 only because 2 are never there. So 3C3 means what? NCN is 1. So there is only one way into 4C2. Isn't it? Clear or not? Right? Now I give you a, now questions are coming out from this only. I increase the number. Say 7 boys and 5 girls. Okay? I have to select a committee of 4 boys and 3 girls. Clear? But 2 girls are there, say G1 and G2. They say they don't like each other. G1 says that if G2 is there, I will not be there. G2 says that if G1 is there, I will not be there. Did you understand the question? from 7 boys and 5 girls, I have to select a committee of 4 boys and 3 girls. But there is a constraint here, that 2 girls, they say, if she is there, I will not be there, if she is there, I will not be there. Right? So here number of cases are coming. So if this girl is there, then how many ways? If this girl is there, how many ways? If both girls are not there, that is also a possibility. That can be done. But there is necessary constraint is if one is there, the other will not be there. It can be possible that both cannot be there. It can be possible. But this is necessary that if she is G1 is there, G2 will not be there, and vice versa as well. Now how will you do? So for doing this kind of questions, you have to touch your nose like this, not like this straight away. It's just saying ki I have to go from this place to that place, but there is a ditch here, so I have to take 2 alternative paths which are easy to go. Clear or not? So how will you do this one? You will say, sir, what we can do is 7C4 into 5C3 is the number of committees unrestricted. Whether they come or not come, they don't care. Unrestricted committees are 7C4 into 5C3 minus those committees in which both of them will be there. Isn't it? Equal to those committees when both of them will not be there, or one of them will be there, or one of them will not be there. As simple as that. So how many committees are there in which both of them are there? So both of them are there. So 2 are out here. So no problem with the boys. 7C4. If both of them are there and they are sitting over there, so I have to select one more from 3 because 2 are already selected. So 7C4 into 3C1. These many committees in which both of them will be there. 2 minus it. So you have to apply mind here. Otherwise, it will be cumbersome. Okay, G1 is there and how many committees? If G2 is there, how many committees? Don't think. So whenever you have got more condition, at least or at most kind of thing, you think from a total point of view minus those unrestricted ones, and you will invariably find that the unrestricted ones or the constraint, the opposite of constraints which you are seeing is very much easy to solve. The opposite of the constraint which you have been given will be very much easy to solve. You can easily solve that. Yes. Okay. So it says ki say 5 girls are there and I have to select 3 girls and 7 boys. I have to select 4 boys. And means multiply. But there are 2 girls, G1 and G2, who say ki if G2 is there, I will not be there, and G2 says if G1 is there, I will not be there. So how will you do that? You will say, okay, unrestricted, 7C4 into 5C3. Okay, you solve this one, I am not solving this one, 7C4 into 5, that is not important. Okay, those committees in which both of them will be there. So if both of them will be there, which means 2 are already selected, 2 girls are already selected. Now I have to select 1 more from 3 more. So 3C1. This is the restriction wale committees. Total minus restriction is the unrestricted committees. Clear or not? It's a long method. It's a matlab solve it. Okay.
We fix 1 girl.
Okay.
So by 2C1,
Okay.
1 girl. And the rest 2 girls from the 3 girls. So 7C4 into 3C2 into 2C1.
Nahi, 7C4 into, now there can be 2 cases. 7C4 into, say G1 is there, G1 is out. So I have to select how much? 2 from 4.
2 from 1 from 2 and 2 from 3.
1 from 2 and 2 from 3. And that is repeated twice. This is for G1 as well as G2. This is much easy. And there can be cases when both of them will not be there, then is a third case as well. So all of them have to be added. It creates confusion. Whenever you are seeing more cases developing in your mind, then you think in a roundabout way, in a opposite way. You have got constraints, okay, so I have got this many constraints. Opposite of what is the constraint is this, okay, this is the situation, this is very easy to solve. Otherwise you will go round and round, round and round, and you cannot come back. This is one of the ways of solving questions of PNC. Now, most, yes.
Sir, first thing, first we make unrestricted. After that minus, this is even is conditional.
Conditional.
Okay, sir.
When two girls are there. Because the committee is of 4 boys and 3 girls, and not only 3 girls only. The committee is of 4 boys and 3 girls. So 4 boys and 3 girls are independent of each other. So they have to be multiplied. Na? ठीक है? Otherwise there will be problem. ठीक है? इसके बाहर जनरली आने के चांसेस कम है, राइट? एक चीज़ और छोटी सी कर लें, वेरी स्मॉल थिंग, जो हमने वी हैव ऑलरेडी डन सेट थ्योरी. Okay, we have already done set theory, so you don't have to worry. So set theory, application of set theory in the probability part. Okay, very easy. Just give me 5 minutes, because it's a topic of only 5 to 10 minutes, max to max, right? But it is very, if you have understood set theory, then you can very easily do probability. You remember the formula A union B is equal to A plus B minus A intersection B. Only this much you remember, and you can solve. What do you mean by probability? Favorable cases by total cases. Okay. So I have to pick up a head from a coin. What is the probability of head if you toss a coin? 1 by 2. ठीक है. Now 2 coins are tossed. What is the probability that both of them show heads? So how many cases are there? Head, tail, tail, head, 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 tail, tail. Please remember, head, tail and tail, head are different. Obviously बात है. If this shows head, this shows tail, and this shows head, this shows tail. These two are different cases. And head, head. So how many cases are there? 4. Out of which 1 is favorable. So what is the probability? 1 by 4. Right? So can we do like this? Okay. 1 by 4 is equal to how much? 1 by 2 into 1 by 2. Which means I toss 1 coin. What is the probability of head coming here? 1 by 2. What is, if I toss this coin, what is the probability of head coming here? 1 by 2. Tossing of this and tossing of this are independent of each other. So the probabilities will multiply. It is the same way as saying independent events, what we just discussed. So same case here, nothing different. So for independent events, the probabilities are multiplied. For mutually exclusive events, the probabilities are added. Same thing which we discussed in PNC and set theory, same thing here, nothing different. Okay. Now the third case, the इवेंट्स ऐसे ही नहीं होते हैं कि दे आर आइदर इंडिपेंडेंट और म्यूचुअली एक्सक्लूसिव. ऐसा नहीं होता है कि ओके मुझे आपसे कोई मतलब नहीं है, इंडिपेंडेंट इवेंट्स. और यही नहीं होगा कि ओके अगर आप इफ यू गो आई विल नॉट गो, और इफ आई गो यू विल नॉट गो. देयर कैन बी केसेस ऑफ पार्शियली डिपेंडेंट इवेंट्स एज वेल, नॉन म्यूचुअली एक्सक्लूसिव इवेंट्स. व्हाट विल यू डू ऑन दैट? राइट. सो लेट्स डू अ क्वेश्चन ऑन दैट एंड देन यू विल अंडरस्टैंड. You know cards. You have seen cards, okay? So how many are there? 52 are there. How many colors of cards are there? 2 colors are there, red and black. 2 colors are there. And how many of each type? How many of each type? 13. And how many types? 4. Clear or not? Every सब पत्ते 13 होते हैं, right? So there is a card of 52 here. I pick a card randomly. What is the probability that this card is either a red card or a king card? The application which you have to do is this one. Either cases A union B is equal to A plus B minus A intersection B. So same case will probability. Probability of happening of either of them is equal to probability of happening of one plus probability of happening of other minus probability of happening of both. Nothing different. If I understood set theory, you can easily understand probability. So I pick a card. What is the probability that the card chosen is either a red card or a king card? So what will you do? Okay, which means either a red card or a king card, which means probability of red union K. What is the probability of red card happening? 26 by 52. Clear? What is the probability of king card happening? 4 by 52. What is the probability of both red as well as king happening? Easy or not? There are two cards which are red king, but they have been counted twice. Once here, once here. So I have to discount once. ये तो वही बात हो गई कि red और king है, ये red है, ये king है. So red में भी ये आ गया, king में भी आ गया. एक बार तो minus, you have to minus it once. So how many red kings are there? 2. So 2 by 52. So 26 plus 4, 30. 30 minus 2 is how much? 28 by 52 is the probability. So 7 by 30 is the probability. Clear or not? The value of a probability lies between 0 and 1. Can the probability be 0? Yes or no? Yes. I toss a coin. What is the probability of 6 coming? 0. Can the probability value be 1? आपने शोले पिक्चर तो देखी है, उसमें एक कॉइन है जो कि दोनों तरफ हेड है. So if I toss a coin which has heads on both sides, what is the probability of head coming? Always the head will come. So the value of probability lies between 0 and 1 and includes 0 and 1 as well. Illogical for 0 and universal truth for 1. It cannot be more than 1, it cannot be less than 0. That applies. If you cover the modern maths part, which we have covered a little bit, it covers the entire gamut of the universe. Either plus neither is the universe. And that is inherent in all the three areas which we have discussed. Set theory, a little bit of permutation combination with a little branching out, and probability as well. Only basic to very basic questions in probability are asked. One more example and then we will close. Just one more type of question which we can close then. Okay. Say I tell you there are 5 coins. I have got 5 coins with me. All 5 are tossed. What is the probability that 3 of them show heads? Any 3 of them show heads. So in these cases, you have to be very clear. Probability of showing head is equal to how much? Half. Probability of showing no head is equal to how much? Half as well. So any 3 of them will show heads. So what will you do? You have to first choose 3 from 5 which will show heads. So how many ways can you choose 3 from 5? 5C3. Clear or not? And 3 and then show heads. So half into half into half. These 3 show heads, any 3 will show heads. And the other will show tails. So 1 minus half into 1 minus half. Now all these are independent of each other, showing heads, showing no heads, and picking those 3 points. So you have to multiply it. So this case is known as cases of unbiased event. Unbiased event. जिसमें कोई biasness नहीं है. Thinking is totally communist type. कोई biasness नहीं. क्लियर? तो इसको कैसे करेंगे हम कहेंगे कि इसे देयर आर n पॉइंट्स, n events of which r is favorable to me and the happening of favorable events is p, in favor is p, and not happening is q. So we can say p plus q is equal to 1. Clear or not? Again the inverse part, happening plus not happening. So what is the probability that out of n cases r happens in favor of me? It is NCR p raised to the power r, because half raised to the power q, and q raised to the power n minus r. Must just remember this formula, you can do any cases. Out of 5 cases, 3 show heads. So you can say 5C3 half की power q and the other half whole square. As simple as that. Just remember these small things. Even if you retain 40 to 45%, you can easily do questions on PNC and probability. Please try the question paper, all of them, the topic which I have discussed. If you have written the classroom, you can do each and every question. Okay. Can we close for today? So we will meet tomorrow, a little bit easy wale topic ab to ho gaye hain. So we will do a little bit basic reasoning topics tomorrow, like blood relation, direction, coding, decoding, series, and all these kind of questions which carry marks a little bit.